either people are gonna hate the new hair or they will like it. But it don't matter because I still got the haircut. Much needed. Honestly, it's not that bad. I don't have like crazy waves, but kind of hello. Oh, I got a haircut. I got it yesterday. This is currently the, I mean, it's still kind of drying, but it's kind of how it is. I'll move that little. Early morning stream. Oh, you know, you actually recognize this Yoji shirt? I'm surprised. I don't think I'm gonna... I've worn this out once, but I don't think I would wear it, like, again. Or maybe I would style it different, but, like, I just felt mad weird wearing it. Alright. We're probably gonna get a whole new demographic of people that join, because I tend to live stream quite early. Actually, really late. Like, I guess it's different time zones, right? 9 p.m. Wow, the one thing that I forgot to bring was my coffee and protein shake that I was supposed to drink. I'm gonna go grab that real quick, actually. Just, chat, be civil, yeah? Alright, I'm back. Ooh. That was quick. I just had to get these two things real quick. Shirt goes soft. I mean, it's a, weirdly enough, this is like a runway piece, from, I forgot what year, but there's a picture of like this dude wearing a trench coat. It's pretty cool. I got it for $8. Not complaining that much about it, but we got a whole different angle now, from last time. So now I'm like, the problem is I have to like look down here to like look at what chat's saying, unfortunately, but better angle than prior. (2012) December. Yeah. I probably like, it's a cool shirt. I just don't really, it's like a funny dumb shirt that has suspenders on it. The back also has the suspenders, which is pretty cool as well. The only thing about this like new haircut that I got recently is, I would say, the right side, this side, No, it's this side. This side's really annoying because it's like slightly higher up, but I think it's just, I don't know. I have to figure out how to style it a little bit better. This is the first day of styling, but my hair gets very voluminous. Voluminous. So it's like I have a huge... Am I wearing thigh highs? No. I like thicker fabric shirts, personally. They just, they tend to like be a lot better, in my experience, when wearing things. Thoughts on tabby boots? They're cool. Just, wouldn't buy them. I just moved in a new house and I'm positioning my bed and wardrobe in this type of things. Give us a 360 room so I can get some inspiration. What do you mean, dude? All you gotta do with your room, right? Your room setup. It's not that hard. You just position your, if you have access to or the ability to like move your bed wherever you want and you have room for that, what I recommend doing is, you see how my door's right here, right? My door's right here. You always want to be, when you enter your room, the first thing you don't want to see is your bed. So I couldn't position my bed over here where that's the first thing you swing open to, but my room is small, so I have my bed right next to the door. It still somehow works. That's the best place that I could have put it. Then I have like, on this side of my room is like my desk with all my stuff on it. And my laptop and stuff, this is my workstation. Then this whole side of my is my wardrobe on this side. And then over here, I have like my, I have like a shelf with like my fragrances down below, away from sunlight, and then my speaker, and then my jewelry there. But that's just like what worked best for this room. Like it's all catered to the room that you have and the size that you currently got going. So you kind of just have to work with it. I have a desk and stuff, so that's kind of like the biggest thing where I work inside my room. So I kind of have to like position things correctly, right? So you just gotta remember that. This is a Yoji shirt, believe it or not. Do a 360 of what, my room? Vinyls on the wall, I probably wouldn't do that. Mousse, I don't recommend using mousse. But like, it's personal preference. Like, I think mousse only really works with people with very thick curly hair. But if you have thin hair, it's probably not recommended. I don't like to do that too much, but personally, I like to, like, for this haircut currently, because I got a haircut yesterday. If you were in chat yesterday, but I got a haircut. I needed a cut, so the back and stuff is the same length. I didn't cut the back. I just touched the top mostly. Kept the sides long. As you can see, this is very long. So the reason I wanted to cut this just in general was because, again, I'm trying to build that foundation for my hair to grow back in. And if you don't have that foundation for your hair to grow back in, it's going to look really weird. So I'm trying to build back how it used to be. So originally the sides were a lot longer and there was like distinction between the top hair and the side of the hair. But then the thing is, like, if your hair gets too long, what ends up happening is that it will start, like, kind of meshing. You can kind of see the, well, I don't really know. I mean, you can kind of see, like, there's some sort of balance. Like, that's no way that's the top of my hair. Like, you can tell where the top of my hair kind of just, like, goes back this way. This is, like, attached to the sides. So there's some separation. That's the point of like what I do with my hair. Everyone's different, but you can see that yeah, I mean it's shorter. It's a lot shorter, so it's gonna be a lot less wavy in the front because I specifically got it very short because I wanted it short. I'm tired of like dealing with having to style it too much. And sometimes the thing with longer hair is that it gets like it doesn't keep its position, it doesn't set in place well, and you have to like constantly rework it. This shorter hair tends to have a lot more volume and just overall is less annoying than having longer hair. But of course, you know, the locks, people want the long hair, so whatever, but it works for me. Does the dog tag say anything cool? It just says Yoji Gothic on it, and then it has the imprint of the Gothic on it. How often JQ co-washes his hair? I hope no one else wants to. I hope none else wants to know. No one else? Dude, I co-wash my hair every day. Like, every time I go in the shower, I co-wash. Like, there's never been a day that I don't co-wash my hair. How often do you have bad hair days? Every third wash looks mid. I don't really, I mean, it's really just how you prepare your hair. Like, if your hair isn't, if you don't know how to style your hair well and like you're trying to figure it out, of course your hair is going to be mid, but as it continuously grows out, your hair is going to have different ways of it forming. So you kind of have to get used to like what your hair wants to do and what your hair doesn't want to do. So you kind of have to adapt to every time your hair grows and just go from there. Like I'm so used to like growing my hair out that like I've already kind of have a idea of what my hair wants to do and what it doesn't. Like for example, this hair does not this side of my hair does not want to be pushed back. It wants to like move forward. So there's only so much I can do. The left side is like it tends to be a little bit more flatter. It does go back, but it doesn't have as much volume as the right side of my face. So, and then we have this like straightaway hair that keeps coming back, and there's not much I can do about that, but that's just kind of how it is. Tips on styling thin curly hair. I mean, I would, if I had thin curly hair, I'd probably be able to help you, my friend, but I don't. I don't think you should take advice from someone who doesn't have the same hairstyle, like hair texture, look as yourself. Do you use oil on your scalp after every co-wash? No. You never want to use oil on your scalp. That causes just like excess oils. Like why would you be using oil on your scalp? When you use hair oils, you use it on your ends. You never use it on your scalp. Like what? See, this is what astonishes like it astonishes me how so many people don't know what products go where. Like for example, a lot of people don't know how to shampoo your hair. Like when you shampoo your hair, you're only supposed to get your scalp, not the entire your entire hair. It's just the scalp, and then you're supposed to cleanse twice. A lot of people don't know that. When you're using conditioner, you're not supposed to touch your scalp. It's only supposed to go on the ends. A lot of people don't know that. There's like a lot of things that people don't know, and it's just it's like it's insane. Do I have under eyes or prey eyes? I'm not entirely sure. You co-wash your hair every day. You it's not like a specific time or moment. It's every day. Do I look smacks? No. When's the next Terraria stream? I've been really busy. Like, I'm trying to like schedule streaming because I know a lot of people enjoy me streaming. I also like streaming, but I'm trying to like schedule in streaming while also filming and editing other videos that I have to be posting on YouTube. My hair looks the same. You should have seen my hair yesterday. It's shorter. I mean, the point, if it looks the same to you, I think that's good because I got it layered and textured. I only got the top. The top is the only thing that I got changed. That's pretty much it. Because I didn't originally, like my other haircut that I got, it had bangs, so I had to fix that because it wasn't layered. It was structured in a way where it was it was formatted for bangs, but I can't get bangs. I realize that my hair likes to part down the middle, so I can't get bangs, so I needed to then format it to get, again, when I'm growing up my hair, it's like, specifically I need to get the swooping, the foundation needs to be there, so. What do I think about vaping? I don't vape. Vaping's bad for you anyways. What would you call my haircut? Just call it, when you go into like, so if you go into any like hair salon, if you go to any hair salon, right, and you go in, they all know right now is you just say the JQ cut, and they'll give you the exact haircut as mine. Trust me, they won't look at you stupid. They won't look at you like you're dumb. Did I draw my channel figure? No, actually that's from an artist. His name's Nicky. I think it's like Tittee. He has an Instagram if you're curious about that. But yeah, he did all my art. If you look at my stream from yesterday, you could see how my hair looked. Hypothetically, if you shaved your hair, would you grow out the same wolf cut, or would you lean into the shorter civic like Tim DeSaint? The answer is I wouldn't shave my hair, like at all, but if I was growing out my hair, I probably would get it. Dang. I mean, if you shaved your head and it's like a one all around, like you're kind of like stuck to one style, so you would kind of need the top to grow out into a length that's suitable for it to continuously grow out without it looking weird, because if you grow your hair out and it's all growing at the same pace, it's going to look very strange as it continues to grow out. You look like a Q-tip, basically. So what you would have to do is grow out the top, get the sides probably faded, probably get a fade or a taper. I like fades personally. Probably get a fade for a while until the top's around like eyebrow level, and then start just growing the sides out. Don't go to a hairstylist until I decide to get, I guess I would get the top layered and then just continuously grow it out from there. And that would take maybe a year. That would take a while. Even though my hair grows out quite fast, it would take a while. I co-wash my hair every day. Bro, give the jaw tutorial. I'm telling you right now, like, I have crazy double chin. Like, it's just like, it's hidden by angles, trust me. Can you tell your hair routine? I'm currently making a video about that I will be editing and hopefully posting on the 18th. of this month. Yeah. All you gotta do is ask for the JQ cut and you'll be fine. But I mean, I go over like literally like how to grow your hair out, what you need to do, and how I style it when I have my hair currently. When my hair gets a little longer, I start using styling milk, but at this moment I only use set spray and on occasion some sort of sea salt spray. I'm gonna keep the top long curly, but get a 3 on the side / back. What's the point? I mean, at that point you're gonna like have a mullet. It's just a mullet. I'm not gonna make a future of fashion. Are we gonna have self-healing, cleaning, etc. clothes? Asking again. Cyberpunk outfits. It's not that appealing to me, you know? Do you think a wolf cut can work with thick, straight hair? I have thick hair. I don't know about it being straight, but I think so. I mean, most of the time it is. Whoa, what is that? What was that? Was that like for my... That was weird. Dude. Sometimes I hate chat because you guys are weird. Can we just have a normal chat? Please? I'm getting objectified right now. It's insane. Look, I'd be fine if I was getting objectified like in person, but like online, come on. Like, if you saw me on the streets and were, like, catcalling me, I'd be fine with that. But, like, online, come on. It's too easy. How's my dog? He's doing fine. My dog, I've had my dog for about 5 years now, and he's kind of having some back problems, unfortunately. It just comes with age and him just jumping a lot, and I hope that, like... Worst case scenario, he's gonna have to get surgery, but like I don't think... I know my family can't afford that, and I definitely couldn't do it. Worst case scenario is he'd have to be put down. I'm not too sad. I'm not too happy about that, because I've had him for a really long time. But like I would prefer him to not be in pain because of his back. It's like a spine issue. A lot of dogs are kind of like that. Or when they get like older, purebreds specifically, they get issues with like their spine. Unfortunately. I'm like talking about like the possibility of my dog getting put down, and then people are like, "How often do you edge?" What is this? Show some empathy, chat. Come on. I've never experienced such a unhinged chat before. It's like ridiculous. Gen Alpha. You guys make me not want to stream anymore. I'm quitting streaming. Yeah, I guess like I should probably just go back to streaming like afternoons, you know, you guys are full of energy. What's my music taste? It's a good question. I mean, I have like if you go to my link tree on my Instagram, I have it's linked to my Spotify, so you can kind of like generally get an idea of like what I like and go from there. No, not an ad. Dude, I'm not built for this. Can we have a normal chat? It'd be awesome if it was just like normal, you know? Harassment in public, like, I'm fine with, you know? Like if someone chose to like catcall me in public, totally open to that. I'd be like shocked, but open to it, you know? As a man though, as a man, I'd like to get catcalled more. I'd like to be I'd like to be appreciated out in public. I'd like to be objectified in public. I'm saying this now as a man. The amount of conversation that I get is in public is like what is the time? Do you have a lighter? That is it. I've never been like never been picked up before, if that's never got hit on in public. The closest thing that I got like recently, the closest thing that I got to like possibly like a like pickup was I seem bisexual. I'm not. The closest thing that I got to like a possible like pickup conversation was I was wearing this trench coat like that had a little cape on it, right? And I was walking to the train and I was waiting for the L train. And this girl comes up to me and she's like, "Oh, it's like a really cool it's a really cool like what did she say? It's a really cool trench thing that you have. Where'd you get it from?" And I was like, "Oh, thanks. It's Yoji." And she like looks at me like very confused. And I had this was like the moment. This was the one moment that I had that was like the pretentious like, "Oh, it's Japanese, like Japanese designer" moment for me. I wasn't like thinking because I had my headphones in, and she's like, I was like, "Oh, have you heard of Yoji?" And she's like, "No, like who is that?" And I was like, "Oh, it's just like it's a Japanese designer. I wear like a lot of them. I really like his stuff." And she's like, "Do you know where I could get that? Like where I could get the piece at?" And I'm like, "I have no clue because I got this second hand, but if you look up Yoji, like you could find him. I'd recommend it." And she was like, "Okay, thanks," and then just like walked off. She was wearing like some Zara like puffer thing. Like, look, I don't judge. Like, I would never judge somebody based off like what they're wearing, but um, unfortunately, that fit the stereotype of like maybe not knowing like designers, and I don't blame her, but I definitely felt like that guy that's like, yeah, it's just a Japanese designer. You know, what can I do? Oh, the guy that catcalled me at World, that was weird. I did not like that. Bro, that was not a pickup moment. I'm sorry. I said closest thing to like a possible like if anything interest general, because the thing is like I standing at 6'2", 197 pounds, broad-shouldered, no one comes up to me in public ever unless they know who I am. But no one ever comes up to me in public unless they've tried picking me up. Like that is it. No one's at like, especially with like when I wear shoes like boots, like I'm standing at 6'4" because of like how how big the shoes are, right? So anyone that comes up to me like has there's two things that they have to come and talk up to me because like I'm quite intimidating physically looking. Like I don't look like I want to be bothered. So for a woman to even come up to bother me about or compliment my outfit, which I never get ever, is like already a step in a direction that like they must have. I don't know. they're bold, right? It's like really bold. So the second interaction that I ever had with someone like coming up to talk to me was it was at World Trade. I was with Kay, and like me and her were walking with these two other people when I was like we were going to this like we're going to get clothes pretty much. We're going to go look at clothes at this like archive sale, and this like dude like walks up and is like, "Wow, you're really attractive. You look like Markiplier." And then I just continued walking because I didn't know if he was like talking to me. And then like they said it again, and then I just got really embarrassed because like I felt really awkward, and I just continued walking, like just ignored that it even happened. I'm not actually 6'4", but like I have some shoes that like make me look a lot taller than what I am, right? So like most of the shoes I wear are like they have fat soles on it, like that's like a good 2 inches. Or I wear heels a lot. So these shoes make me like about 6'3", 6'4". I have some other shoes that like make me look 10 times taller than I actually am. Like, I don't know. Do I mew? No. I mean, if we're talking about tongue positioning, then yeah, of course. But like, in terms of mewing, like I actually don't. Why do you use video titles that seem to put someone down? Um, because I'm a down-putting person. Like I think the thing is like if I put a let's think about marketing here, right? A negative emotion that makes you think what am I doing wrong versus what I should like what I could be doing. One's better than the other, right? So the You Suck series was developed out of a marketing strategy from myself that I made, and it gets a lot of views. So like, and it's funny, so why not? I think it's just like a funny title to put like You Suck at insert whatever. It's funny. It's more to me. I think like I'm not gonna say that I coined the title, but like it's definitely now like a me thing that I do. So it creates some more individuality compared to like other YouTube channels that like might just be putting like how to take care of your hair, 10 simple ways, 10 simple steps to take care of your hair for long hair. Like I remember I was sitting in my room and I was like contemplating like what's a good title? What would get somebody to watch? Like what would make me sit and watch a video? And it's like what am I doing wrong with my hair is like a question I always ask myself. So it's like why wouldn't I use that and capitalize off that? Think about that. You know, it's smart marketing. Yeah, you suck at Riz. Like if I decided to do a stupid video like that, like I'm sure that would work. Did you grow up chronically online? Yeah, but almost everyone's intimidated by people that wear avant-garde. Dude, when I like... Okay, I don't like... I'm not always wearing like some insane thing out in public. Plus like the thing about New York is like New York is very how can I explain this like in terms of like style? The style out here is very exuberant. Like what I'm wearing isn't insane. It's like there's 30 other people wearing all black, maybe not different, like more different than I am, right? More streetwear, but like not like me, but different, right? There's a lot of people like me. You know, there's a lot of people in fashion that like dress different, right? More extravagant. I'm not some like wild card in public. So if someone's sitting there and like is like, oh wow, this dude's like really intimidating because of how he dresses, like they're kidding themselves. They're probably not a New York native. Like people out here dress like insane all the time. Like I go outside, there's at least one person. I was born in 98. So I grew up in the age of the swag era. I grew up like when like Snapchat became a thing. I'm lucky enough to like not be growing up in an era where low tension spans and content's like really annoying to watch. Sucks your brain in. It's like neuron activation, like the worst kind of content that I've ever seen. Fast fashion sucks. Just buy secondhand. It's not that hard. I mean, I always recommend just buying secondhand anyway, if you can. I mean, most people can. Do I use Reviri milk? Not anymore. I used to. Dude, okay, so I was originally supposed to go to Scent Explorer. Um, I unfortunately let down, you know, I wonder if Kay's in chat, but I let down Kay because she wanted to go really bad. I didn't order the tickets ahead of time, and they sold out. And I unfortunately couldn't go. Jeremy Fragrance was there, funny enough. That was kind of an interesting thing. But, you know, I missed out. I would have gotten to see a lot of cool fragrances. It would have been pretty cool vlog, a vlog in there. It would have been really awesome, but I unfortunately didn't go because I'm stupid. But it is what it is. It happens. I'm dumb. Whatever. It happens. It happens to the best of us. What is my take on reps? Like, I don't... Dude, I get this question asked so many times. Like, I personally think that if you're purchasing reps, you're falling into a hole of instant gratification. Why not grow a beard? Because I can't grow a beard. The only thing that grows on my face is like some stubble here. This grows in pretty dark. My mustache too. But I can't grow a beard. I have like, what do they call it? Like incel face. I don't know what they call it. Do I know boxing? Probably not. Is it still cool to wear that Charles Jeffrey Loverboy beanie? That shouldn't matter. Is it cool to still wear clothes? Like, that's a ridiculous thing to ask. You can wear it if you like it. Like, if you wear something, you wear clothes because you like it. You don't wear clothes because it's cool. Come on, fella. Why did I stop using Reviri? The main reason I stopped using Reviri was because, like, I just didn't really like it. Like, I just feel like it didn't work well with my hair, personally, and I just kind of just fell out of love with it, so I just decided to stay away from it. Dude, I'm getting, like... Bro, I wasted my money for Reviri. No, you didn't. It's a good product. I just moved on to like using something else that I felt like I genuinely liked more. Reviri smells good. It leaves a very nice fragrance on your hair. I don't think I don't think it's a bad purchase. Just because I don't use it doesn't mean it's bad. Infants... Never heard of that brand before. Do I use face masks? No. No shampoo's dumb. No shampoo's stupid. No shampooing is dumb. Don't do it. I know there's a lot of people that say like, "Oh yeah, just don't shampoo," and they don't shampoo and like it works out for them after a while, but like in let's logically think, right? Cuz people were like, "Oh, well like back in the old times, you know, we didn't shampoo at all because we didn't have any air pollutants. There's no air pollutants in the air. There was no gas, like it was maybe back then it would have made sense, but there's all these air pollutants like there's no ozone. Wait, didn't the ozone grow back? I take that back. There's a lot of air pollutants. It's nasty out here. I mean, public transportation, touching your head on like random things, like your hair touches a lot of stuff. It needs to be cleansed. If you're not using any product whatsoever on your hair, back in the old times when they wouldn't shampoo, like, then there's no like buildup. Like, I can see it working, right? If you don't use any shampoo, you use no product, you just completely just go off the grid with everything, then yeah, I guess it could work, but like there's still a lot of air pollutants in the air, it's nasty. So you have to like shampoo. The air is very gross. So logically speaking here, the no shampoo thing doesn't make sense in this day and time. Uh yeah. How often do I wash my... So in my video that I'm editing currently, that I probably will be editing today after I get off this live, is I specifically say in this video is that no matter how much I shampoo my hair, it's going to be different for you. My hair, like, people cannot follow the routine that I do with my hair. Maybe with styling can help you, but like, in terms of shampooing, that's going to be different for everybody. Right now, I shampoo my hair once a week, sometimes twice, depending, but I usually shampoo my hair once a week. It used when I had really long hair, it used to be like every 2 weeks, like once every 2 weeks. But now like I've gone down to doing it once a week because New York's is pretty nasty and I need a good cleanse. Do you recommend co-washing or only washing your water with water on a daily basis to style? Co-wash always, every day. If you go in the shampoo, if you go into your if you work out, I worked out today, just co-washed. If you do anything and you go and take a shower, you're gonna want to co-wash, like, nonetheless. Shea Moisture, Tea Tree. Use Shea Moisture, Tea Tree, the same as your scalp tonic. Wait, what? I use Shea Moisturize? Tea Tree? The... What? I'm assuming Shea Moisture. So okay, Shea Moisture is really bad now. There's a reason why I switched and I stopped using I stopped using Shea Moisturizer, and the main reason is because they're trying to cut costs a lot now and they change their formulas a lot. So it's really hard to pinpoint what exactly they're using in their products because they constantly change their formulas around, which is bad overall. They used to have a lot better ingredients lists, like way back when they weren't changing they change it too often. It's not a good company anymore. I don't think it's good. But if it's all you can afford and purchase, then like sure, go ahead. But personally, I don't use it because I don't need to. I don't think it's good. Barnes Hammer, I'm confused on what you're talking about. The scalp tonic that I use is a Colton King scalp tonic. It's from Colton King. That's the only thing I use. I use most of their products. Do you only use oil and Colton King styling for... No, I don't use any oils anymore because my hair's short. If I do use oils, I'll use it on the back of my hair, but right now I don't be using that. I use mostly the set spray from Colton King and just the Owe what do you call it? The Owe salt spray, sea salt spray. People overcomplicating scalp tonic. So a scalp tonic is something you use on your scalp that helps with the pH balance of your scalp. So your scalp is like your face. Now, is it a necessity? Not necessarily, but for me, I have paralysis. I don't know how to pronounce that. Where I have a very sensitive scalp, and it's prone to getting red and also get like flaky. So with the scalp tonic that I use, it has a 2% salicylic acid in it, which helps prevent dandruff and the dryness. So it helps a lot. I only use toner for my hair instead of tonic. I toner, like toner what? What happened to cutting your hair at 100K? I did. I made a video about it. I literally cut my hair. My hair was down to here. It was down to my nipples. I cut that all off. This is my hair currently grown out. Like, go watch. Have you not watched any of my videos? Like, I literally cut my hair. I don't use rosemary oil. The waves are a part of a styling technique. Oh. All right, Bruce. If you go look at I forgot what I titled it, but I did cut my hair off. It was really long. Dude, your mom has a cool haircut. How much snow did y'all get in NYC? Psh, barely anything. I mean, tea tree works, but I mean, personally, I like the scalp tonic, but hey man, whatever works for you, bro. That's all that matters. It's not what I recommend, again. What is co-washing? Co-washing is short for conditioner wash. Devines? Never heard of that. Shampoo and conditioner. Oh my god. Why is everyone asking me about hair products? I'm not like... I don't know about all these like companies. I stick to like specific brands that I find and I stop looking. No, like okay. Wooden nickel. I explained that I already fixed my problem. I use I use that. Ugh. It's like people aren't listening. It's like people are not listening to me talk. I already figured out my issue. I just use this again, salicylic acid, 2%. I use this scalp tonic. Anything from Lush, I hate Lush. I would never use Lush. Lush has like a lot of the problem is like their ingredients list, and I hate like companies that use a lot of fragrance in their stuff, and Lush tends to do that to hide the overall ingredients and their it's just horrible. I don't use Lush. I shower after I come back from the gym, Luna. Bleu de Chanel was actually the first fragrance when I was younger that I actually really wanted to buy when I was young. It was... I remember going to Macy's and like, I was like, dude, this smells so good. My ex's father would wear it a lot. And I'd asked him, I'm like, what are you wearing? It smells really good. And he's like, Bleu de Chanel. And I was like, where can you buy that? And he's like, you can buy it at a Macy's. You should go check it out. And I remember going to Macy's and like, I was looking, and the at the time $100 was like a lot of money. Like I was like, I think it was like $100. It might have been more. I don't know. It was like over $100, and I was just like, damn, I can't afford that. Bleu de Chanel. I was like, this fragrance is so good, but I couldn't afford it, so I just never bought it. I thought you don't shampoo. You wouldn't need any artificial oil conditioner your hair, so why don't you wash your hair with water? I thought if you don't use shampoo, you wouldn't need to artificially oil / condition. I shampoo my hair. Well, who said I don't shampoo my hair? Or are you saying just in general? Are you talking just in general? Artificially oil / condition your hair. So why don't you just wash your hair with water? Okay, I don't want to give the sauce out right now, but like, cause I'm saving this for a video. But there's only 175 people in here. Well, now there's 163. But the thing about water, all right. The thing about water, right? It's contaminated. The water systems that we wash our hair with are contaminated. The tap water that we use is nasty. And that goes on your skin and your hair. Depending on how hard your water is, it can determine what it's causing to your hair. So if you just use tap water on your hair, you're not helping. And a lot of the times, there's a lot of chlorine in tap water. Especially in New York City, it's nasty. The water here is nasty. So you need to get a shower filter. You need a shower filter. Like, regardless of where you're at. I mean, if you have well water, I think well water's fine. But most waterways in, like, it's just gross. Yeah, well water's fine. Well water's really good. If you have well water, you don't need to worry about, like, water in general. But if you don't have well water and you're using water just in general, it's nasty. Yeah, hot water too as well is bad. Yeah, people do forget our water systems are treated. They need to be treated, but I mean, a lot of the times, like, a lot of things get, passed through, so. We're showering with recycled toilet water. Yeah. I mean, I'm glad all the fellows are very educated here. You wash your hair when it rains. I mean, you can collect rainwater, but I'm not entirely sure why that's illegal. Does anyone know why collecting rainwater is illegal? Like, America has one of the safest waters. I mean, New York's water is disgusting. You just have to really look into, like, where you live and, like, figure out if it's decent or not. Oh, what? It could be acidic. That makes sense. The atmospheric pollution. CDG fragrance, the incense fragrance. Opinions on Yoji Subversion brands, site, groundwide, etc. An entry point, like, if you're buying firsthand, like, I think buying Yoji's ridiculous firsthand. If you're buying it secondhand, then yeah, all to you. But if you're buying firsthand anything designer, you're getting scammed. You're a sucker. Yeah, I was like diffusion, subversion. Different choice of words here, but yeah, his diffusion lines site's good. Quite cheap. Buying it firsthand is pretty cheap, but I like a lot of their stuff too. Ground Y is pretty expensive too as well. Yeah, I don't know. Do you do hair care to your brows? hair care to my brows. What do you mean? I don't. What do you think of the Yoji Adidas collab, like Y3? I don't really like Y3. Some old Y3 is pretty cool, but yeah, nah. How do you get volume at the back of your hair, like straight, thick hair, especially when your hair is long, like a wolf cut? I want to be very specific here, my friend. My friends all in chat. I will say it's genetics, mostly. Unfortunately, the one pill that a lot of people have to swallow, it's genetics. My jawline is genetics. I mean, sure, like mewing and stuff can help. Like weight loss can help a lot. My bone structure is genetics. My face, genetics. My hair, genetics. Sure, of course, you could do things like specifically for your hair that might possibly give you what I have, but like at the end of the day, it really is genetics. My muscle insertions, it's all genetics. Like there's nothing you can do about your muscle, like genetics. Like if you have really bad genetics, like with bodybuilding, you learn that from the instant you start getting size, you realize your like muscle insertions are like there's nothing you can do about it. It sucks. I remember when I was like building, for example, my biceps. I remember there's like short bellies, there's long bellies, but like the thing about biceps, maybe whatever. The thing about biceps, right, is the muscle insertion. I have a short belly, right? If it was longer, this would look a lot more fuller. But the thing about short bellies is you can build the size, right? The same thing with my, like, I have this my forearm insertion here. It's very weird, but this cuts off here and you can see my forearm. The same thing, like, you can see some forearm, like, striations there on my arm, but just in general, like, your muscle insertions are predetermined by your genetics. Like, if I had a longer brachial head on my biceps, more it's called like long belly is what they call it. Like this, my arm would look fatter, would look huge, like if I was walking around, right? But the thing is, I can develop a peak. The peak is higher, but you know that tends to happen. That tends to occur with muscle. It's the same thing with your hair, like hair genetics. Thick, thin, like medium length, like if you have a lot of it or you have like really thick hair but you have very little of it, like it's all dependent on genetics. I had to get nerfed in something. I mean personally, like I don't think like again the biceps thing isn't like it's not really that big of an issue for me, like personally, like I don't necessarily care too much about like having a bigger bicep. Like personally, I think this fits better in terms of when I'm able to put clothes on. That's always nicer. But you know, it's whatever. I can develop peaks better. The peaks get a little bit bigger, you know, size wise. I'm a lot skinnier than what I used to be. But you know, it is what it is. If your biceps were bigger, it'd be over for 95% of men. Believe it or not, like most women don't like in this day and age, most women don't like big bodies. That is the male gaze. Yeah, biceps don't really matter. It's the male gaze. Like we're all conditioned to believe that like getting huge, getting massive is like what women want, but it's like women don't want that. I mean, of course, like I hear the same. Like this is the thing. You can talk to a lot of girls, and a lot of girls will say like, no, I don't want a beefy dude, but like having some mass is fine, right? There's a point. having some mass. But like being too huge, being too like masculine isn't, it's not the wave right now. It's all the estrogen chicken that we're eating, you know? All the men eating the estrogen chicken. I think the reason dad bods are popular is because it's less intimidating, it's less scary. Uh it's more approachable, more like you can I've heard that it's weird. Like I've heard a lot of women say this one thing about like muscle. They think it's hard. Like it's like it'll hurt you. It's like it's not. It's just there. Are guys attracted to the muscle mommies thing, or is the whole thing a guy having mommy issue psyop? I think I think the whole muscle thing for men, it makes sense because once again, like I mentioned, the male gaze, the idea of what a man should be or look like is muscly. But imagine getting that into a woman. You're like reinventing the wheel for a man. It makes sense. If men have this condition that they believe that women like huge muscly bodies, why wouldn't it work on them? You know what I mean? I also think like most men get into the gym, and I think like something about that is just I think it's the discipline. Because when you see a woman with like muscle, you already know they're disciplined. They're going to the gym. It's insane. It's like it's more unique of a trajectory to go down the gym pathway for a woman than becoming I don't know what's like a generic thing. Because there's like the generic thing for men to do is like to get into going to the gym. That's like super generic for men. I don't know what generic for women would be. There's like different archetypes of people, right? It's just a fetish thing. It might be. I mean, like most men want to be dominated. Like that's like kind of the idea, right? A lot of men psychologically speaking here, a lot of men want to get dominated because of like the jobs and positions that they're in. They feel like they hold too much power, so they'd like to give away the power to somebody else. So someone who is physically seems like they're physically capable of doing that to them, I think that's what they like. Believe it or not, that's like a thing. It's a thing. Careful, bro. This is how you get the stream taken down. For what? What? Why would I get it taken down? Talking, talking about like, is it too much? Most men, he's projecting. Believe it or not, it's like this is a psychological thing. Like look into it. There's a case study. Look at your sources. Most men in positions of power tend to be like that. It's true. I'm not in a position of power. I don't think I don't want to be gay person here. People like the dad bods because it's a whole thing of like being smaller compared to your significant other, and people like that, I guess. I don't really know. Yeah, guys, trust me, I'm not weird. Every guy wants to be dominated. I don't think every guy wants to be dominated. I'm referring specifically to the study of men in power with very like men in positions of power tend to like being dominated. Tend, most men, not all men. It's the positions like C. That's why CEOs and like all these like bosses and stuff have weird like, you know, they have these very specific things they like. And I do be talking about everything but fashion. I mean, this stream was mostly people asking me about my hair. I mean, like let's talk about like Epstein's list. Like all those people that went to the island, bro. Like think about it. Like all those people that went to the island and like all the weird like these are people in positions of power and they do weird things. Like it is a thing. There's a lot of interesting like psychological stuff that if you're really interested in looking into it, I would read a lot of scholarly research studies if you can. I already got my haircut. I got it yesterday. I'm glad it looks the same enough to pass as if I didn't get a haircut. That was a plan anyways. Sport? I've never heard of that. You got that maintenance cut, basically. What psychology books did I read? I read a lot of child development in college for my psych classes that I was taking, as well as health classes. Just general psychology. What really grossed me out were people making jokes and bets on the list, like it's not child trafficking. Scandaled. Just grossed me out. I mean, I've seen a lot of Stephen Hawking memes. Yeah, child development is really interesting. I learned a lot. Uh, yeah, I mean, I implore anyone that is interested in understanding the possibilities of where your parents went wrong with you and what caused you to be who you are. Read some child psychology. Read some child development. Read into that. You have a better understanding and maybe some empathy towards your parents. That all depends if you hate your parents. I mean, for a while I used to like dislike my parents a lot, but I have more of an understanding of just the unfortunateness of parenthood. I've gained some empathy. Yeah, I mean, like, I agree. The jokes are gonna occur nonetheless. I mean, it's a coping mechanism to kind of lessen the blow of how actual bad it is. Do you have any philosophical ideology you live by? Can I dive deeper into what happened in your childhood? If someone donates me and asks me questions, I'll answer them. But that's I'm not gonna just freely answer that. Um, a philosophical ideology that I live by. That's a great question. Yeah, I mean, I know Sneeko would have asked that, and I probably would have had to answer. Sneeko's not here. I think he comes in like later in afternoons. opinion on absurdism. I think absurdism is really interesting, believe it or not. We are your therapist. Definitely not. Absurdism is really interesting. I went from being a nihilist to being a stoic for a while, and then I'm more intrigued by absurdism and the ideology of that as well. I think living life with the understanding of it not really mattering will help you. Opinion on Sneeko being on the list. Was he on the list? Thanks for the 5, but was he on the list? What's absurdism? Absurdism. What is absurdism? It's a look into it if you're curious about it. It's very interesting. I wouldn't want to talk about it because I feel like if you're curious enough to like look into it and be curious about that, read it. Read about it. It's basically we live the belief that human beings exist in a purposeless, chaotic universe. And with that knowledge, you then use that, in your day-to-day activity, and you live with that idea in mind. And you pretty much can nothing matters. Who cares what people think and how they think about you, and you live your life in true bliss. I mean, of course, existentialism is interesting. I mean, you existentialize about people's thoughts, people living their own lives, things like that. But the interesting thing about absurdism to me personally is that it's just the idea of you have no purpose, there is no purpose, and it doesn't matter. So you take leaps of faith because it doesn't matter. The philosophical thesis that life, or the world in general, is absurd, there is a wide agreement that the term absurd implies a lack of meaning or purpose. I mean, I play life in an essence of absurdism slightly, not fully, but I do believe that people have some sort of purpose to uphold within the entirety of the universe that we live in. You will impact someone's life nonetheless, whether that's good, bad, or it creates something of them. But personally, I want to feel fulfilled enough to not care to how I used to be. When I was younger, when I was a lot younger, I was very absurd with the way in my thought process. Absurd in the sense that I didn't care, that nothing mattered to me personally, and that if I were to go off on a whim and endgame myself, or endgame just in general, I would be okay with where I was at. Every day that I lived, I was happy with what I decided to do and how I acted amongst many people. Whether that was me... when I was younger, I would do this thing where I had a specific question, regardless of how weird it was. I would ask literally everybody. If I was getting coffee, I'd ask some of this question. For a minute, when I was getting drinks or something, I was always stupid. I was like, "Can I get a surprise me?" No matter how dumb I sounded, it just was something how I was. It's how I interacted with people. I didn't care. Nothing mattered. I'd ask people really awkward questions to make things very awkward because I thought it was funny. I was a different kid until the Fire Nation attacked. You have two large You have too large an audience to fit into black box. JT. Why do I like Sign Crush Motorists? Dude, just listen to them. What made you change? What made me change? COVID made me change. I think like the saddest thing is when you go into a self-imposed isolation with no friends. I think that will affect anybody, no matter how strong you think you are. As much as I was a kid who was very apathetic, that didn't care about anything and anyone, and would do literally anything that he wanted to do, talk to anybody, making situations awkward. Things were funny to me that like were things like that where I was always pushing the button, how far I can get away with things with people. In terms of conversation, I like during COVID, I had pretty much cut off almost all my friends, and I had nobody going into quarantine, and I was alone. I was stuck in thought, in self-reflection, and as I always do, but when I was in quarantine where I wasn't talking to anybody, I had no one to sit with. I had no one to be in that pit with me. And ultimately that amount of self-awareness creates a thing that you can't take back. And you lose yourself. And you become something different. And that's who's sitting now here, currently. I'm a different person than what I used to be. I mean, we mature, we change as we grow, but I think I changed solely because of the isolation that I endured for months. A week in isolation from without any social interaction, it messes with people. We are social beings. We are people that require some sort of human connection, even if it's just a stranger off the street. But someone like myself who was locked in his room, who didn't talk to his parents, that his parents were busy working, siblings weren't home, I was alone. People would say like posting yourself on the internet, posting things like your thoughts and ideas on the internet is like a huge thing of confidence, right? But personally, I think it's the most easiest thing that anyone can do. You can post and you can still be a nobody. All it takes is some sort of initial engagement with other people. The internet isn't real. You just turn off your phone. What or who are you behind the mask? Wait, JQ, Chinese? Thought he white. Yeah, I mean, isolation, it ruins the mind, it ruins your ability to actually socialize. I had a hard time coming back into with all the other humans and like talking to people again. I lost sense of confidence that I used to have. I was abnormally confident for how I looked. I think I developed like a worse case of insecurity and body dysmorphia as I came out. I became overall less confident with who I was. It's a never-ending cycle of I like rumination that I had dealt with for a minute. How to overcome the fear of social rejection, like even while talking. You know, I'm still struggling with the idea of like the possibilities. Like every minute that I'm out in public is a minute that I miss an opportunity to come in contact with someone who could be really interesting, who could be the closest person that I've ever met in my life, that if I went to go and talk to them. But I choose to openly encourage myself and keep it pushing. And that's just how it is. You know, you sit around and you ask yourself this question. I've analyzed people. I, I can't give you any recommendations. I've analyzed. I have a friend of mine I who's a good friend of mine, and I met him after quarantine. You know, like I still was able to talk to people. Like I was still able to be like quite normal, but I met him after quarantine. I got a lot closer with him. The one thing that I analyzed from this fella is the way he thinks. Right, and it reminded me of myself of when I was younger. But like the way people enact conversation with others is through a series of questions or a series of just sentences, I'll say. I'll keep it general. You walk around, you see someone interesting, you make the connection in your brain. That person's wearing whatever it is. You're like, I like how that person's wearing insert whatever it is. Like, well, their shoes are really cool. I want to go tell them their shoes are cool. The sentence stops, and you go and you walk up to them and you go tell them that. Then you continue conversation with them wherever that goes, leads to whatever. That is mostly how I would say normal interaction occurs with most people. But people with the problem that I have, that most people have, I think now, especially during quarantine or after quarantine, isolation, whatever, a lot of the times that sentence doesn't pause. It doesn't stop and action occurs. It goes, that person's wearing really cool shoes. I want to go tell them that. Ooh, that's the action. But there's no period. It continues like maybe I shouldn't go talk to them. I'm gonna bother them. It's maybe they're not like they will. Maybe it'll be a weird interaction, and it's your mind forcing you to not go do that thing because you end up talking yourself out of it, and you miss the opportunity to go and talk to somebody. And the thing is, with my friend, it stops at the action. The period ends like he's physically talked out loud to me like when we're walking. He's like, dude, that person has a cool outfit. Like I'm gonna go talk to them right now. Like and tell them about it. And then before I could say anything, he's already walking over. Like there is no distinction between maybe I shouldn't, maybe I should. There is no internal battle. It's just instant boom over there walking. There is no like period. Let me continue the sentence. I mean, sorry, there is no period. There is a period. There is no run-on sentence where you continue talking. Thoughts on being a niche internet celebrity? It's whatever. I'm just a guy. Doubt will always be a killer of intention and action. It's hard to get over, but once you do, the world is yours. I don't think that's normal, just a confident low inhib guy. I don't think so. I used to be like that. Maybe I was confident, maybe that's what it is, but Any advice for my brother who gets similar anxieties about going out and socializing? Tell him it's okay. Tell him it's not his fault, and it's fine to feel how he feels. And I think the best way to meet people is by introducing them to him. It's not about him making the first step. The thing about me is like my thing is it's not really social anxiety. I'm just too nice. Like I'm just a nice guy, you know. My thing is like I don't want to bother people with their daily activities, their routine, whatever they're doing, right? So when I see someone that I think is interesting, male, female, whatever, doesn't matter, and I want to go like compliment their outfit, I don't want to ruin what they're doing. I don't want to interrupt them and I don't want to be a bother. So I choose not to do that because I'm instinctively it's not like I have the mindset of like I might come off as weird, I might cause a weird interaction, like I don't know what to talk about. It's more of like I don't want to bother them in their day-to-day routine of where they're trying to go. Maybe they're busy, and I don't want to be that person that stops them to have a literally a meaningless conversation, right? Because it is meaningless. It's just me complimenting someone's outfit or whatever, or asking where they got something. Like it's meaningless. You know, it holds no value. I'm just a stranger. So as a stranger, I choose not to go and bother somebody and their day-to-day activities. But if someone were to come and talk to me, then they've inserted themselves into being for me to bother them, and I'm fine with that. How about this? If you compliment them and make and you make their day, and the chance of making their day outweighs the risk of being bothered. Yeah, see, like that's the thing I tell myself because it's just like I don't even need to start a conversation like by walking by being like I like what you're wearing and walking by. I don't know. I just don't do it because I'm like I just don't do it. What do you do if you're too ugly? You just I don't think attractiveness plays a huge part in different things, but when it comes to meeting people, um, I think being flirty is not the way to go. Random question, but do you think fashion will ever evolve to a point where people augment themselves like cyborgs to find individuality? I mean, people are already doing that with tattoos. I mean, it says a guy with tattoos and a hand tattoo. I mean, people are already doing things that create more individuality that someone will never do, like tattooing their eyeballs or like getting piercings. Like, do you feel embarrassed getting compliments on clothes you made yourself or question how to say thank you? No, I just say thank you. I mean, if people compliment my outfit, I'm like, I appreciate you like this mid outfit. Wasn't the best, wasn't my worst, but I appreciate it. Nah, someone attractive, not flirty, is the most attractive to most people and to people making up scenarios in their head when others seem uninterested. I'm sorry, what? That's a worse way to take a compliment? Then I guess I don't know how to take compliments. I mean, when people like, I don't, I don't really like. I just say thanks. I don't know. I'll tell you this. I was walking, I was walking a random town in the UK, and a girl who I didn't even catch walking in a crowded street said, "Nice hair," and I still remember this non-interaction to this day. That's a problem. When you got a brain, you think. And that's just what happens. I might be dyslexic, actually. Do you think that fashion school are useful to develop better fashion sense? I don't know. Dude, style and fashion, like, you go to fashion school to learn how to design and create things. You don't go to school. What? You don't go to school to learn your style. What? You have a misconception of what a school is. Style is developed by experience, learning other cultures, seeing visually other cultures, and your own beliefs. My hair is long already. I already got a haircut. If you think my hair is... I got a haircut recently, like... But yeah, paying a tuition to learn how to wear a sweater. Yes, my nose piercing is actually pierced. Like, if you see that red dot, that was caused by me snagging this stupid piercing on something. So I have to deal with a bump for a minute. You got to be creative already to, like, go to a fashion school. I'm gonna move the camera and my laptop while I'm at it. Alright, we're moving over here now. Okay. Oh, this is so much better. Oh my gosh. It's because, like, I can, like, lean back. This is such a funny angle. I'm gonna have to turn the light on, actually. Give me a second. Alright. My skin's not gonna look so great at this lighting here. Here. Nope. Cool. Okay, welcome chat. Welcome everybody. You can see that this side of my hair is, like, flat. Do you see that? Like, whatever. There's not much you can do about hair sometimes. It is what it is. Did I eat already? Of course. Yeah, I've eaten food. I just had my meal not too long ago. Am I gaming later? Chat does not like when I game. Chat hates when I game. Can I, like, put that in? Jeez. Okay, cool. I was playing Terraria last time, but, like, no one wanted me to play Terraria, so... Let's just... play League. If I play League, everyone's going to leave. Look, we have 22 people in here watching, you know? 22 people curious, wondering what I'm going to say, screen recording every minute of this. The possibilities of me saying something insane is very high. Everyone is recording, screen recording this, waiting for me to mess up and say something insane, so that they could clip it and then ship it onto the internet and then ruin my online career. $22,000 people, 223 people. They're all sitting and waiting for my downfall. Post it on the interwebs. I feel like I usually have this like here. Or like I hope I don't look that ugly on stream right now. Like I like broke. All right, I'm gonna move this actually. Move that over here. You guys are gonna get the blaring light over here. Can we see the Capital jeans that I bought? I didn't buy any Capital jeans. I had to move like sitting over where I was sitting at was like kind of annoying. Oh. The lighting's better over there though, I'll say that, but you missed church for this stream? Dude, Sneeko, I was streaming like a while ago. And you weren't here, man. How are you gonna do that to me? Sneeko is now here, yeah. It seems like all the big players are here now, currently. I feel like the other positioning was a lot better in terms of lighting, but you know what can I do? You're on the hub. You shouldn't be on that. It's not the real. I mean, this is not the real Sneeko. It's a different type of Sneeko. This one's better. The only way I could do the natural lighting is if like I put my camera on my windowsill, but like I don't want to do that. Sneeko funding your whole wardrobe. It is a real Sneeko. Half a bro's income is Sneeko's donations. I mean, yeah, Sneeko's really supporting my main income source. You know, he's been a huge help for a long time. That Sneeko's the only reason I stream now, actually. Sneeko only talks if in actual chat. Maybe this is like a better angle. I just gotta hold my phone. Yeah, I remember I never watched Sneeko, but I saw a lot of like the older stuff that he would make that seemed pretty interesting prior to the issues that he's had. League of Legends. I can't see, the thing is I can't play League. If I play League, everyone hates me. I also should probably buy like a light at some point. I need to buy that. Who do I main? I main set top. Hello, how do I be fashion? With time. I need glasses? Yeah, I do need glasses. Is that surprising? You take things slow to find your style. That's the main thing. That's what you got to do. Heimerdinger Yoji collab. How do I be fashion? Base question. That's not fashion. Is not fashion. I never blind buy fragrances. I ended up getting the samples that they had available, and I just tried all of them, and then I figured out what I liked the most. And that's kind of like your best like source of thing to do if you're gonna do that, but because like I don't think blind buying, jeez, is gonna be the best thing that you do not want to do that, trust me. I've tried imaginary authors, yeah. I've had a few of their I tried some of their stuff. They're pretty interesting. I have not tried that game. Oh boy. Alright. From LOL Set. Yeah, dude. Set is a pretty interesting character to play. If you ever... Okay, so... It's your boy with the 20. Thanks for that. Bought a 220 ml bottle of the crap 540 extract yesterday. Will never run out of that. Please make me feel better about it. Absolute behemoth of a bottle. Can call her Big Bertha when she arrives. What is this fragrance? I'm gonna look that up. I don't think I've heard of this. B8. 540. Oh. Okay, this is what I like to do a lot of the times. Where I get my haircuts from Double Q Chris, if you know who that is. If you can get a haircut from them, I'd recommend doing that. Let's I like doing this a lot of the times if I can. I cover chat up. So it's woody, warm, spicy. Metallic. What an interesting, like, scent profile. Saffron and jasmine. I don't really know if I like. I don't know if I'm liking that. Amberwood's good. Resin and cedar, interesting. I'd be kind of curious to smell that. Eternal, interesting. Strong. Ciliage is strong. More female. Unisex. Not that male. So it's not a masculine. Way overpriced. Interesting. This fragrance called... Did I spell it wrong? Toroni, Toroni, I think. Is that not his fragrance? It's from, oh my gosh, no. Oh, I spelled it wrong. It's Ter. Oh my gosh. This fragrance is insane, actually. It's like my favorite fragrance. Ciliage. Dude, I hate Jazz Club. It doesn't not smell good on me. Dude, I freeball it if anyone knows that. I freeball. I never have an ad blocker. Toroni from Ortoro Parisi. Parisi? Really good fragrance. I love this fragrance. But there's another one. See, like the top note is raspberry, but all this, it just meshes really well. No, I'm not choosing. I'm choosing this. This is a smell. When I went in, this was a smell. This is fire. I need to buy this. This goes insane. I want that fragrance so bad. I don't even know how to pronounce this, but Qyom, I don't know how to say this. This smell, like, I don't even know how to explain this. It smelled like a dude that drank booze, but like expensive. It's a guy that smells like bourbon and leather, and it has this interesting musk. I don't want to say weird, but a very interesting musk. Like, and it settles to like this is a me fragrance. Forget Wishing Well. Like, I'm not gonna wear Wishing Well. If I buy this, I'm using this all the time. Guaranteed. There's no other fragrance that I'd be wearing. This is the only fragrance I'd wear. No one buy this, though. Black Afghano is pretty good. I had smelled it. It has a very... On me, it smelled very wheaty. Like wheat. Like, it had a wheat smell to it. I didn't try any of the other stuff because apparently it was, like, more citrus smells. That's what the fellow was saying. Plus, there's, like, a ton of people in there. There's, like, nothing... It's just not loading. It's my drink of choice. Coffee. Dude, I'm telling you that fragrance is It's the best thing that I've smelled in a minute. It's been it's I Taroni's good, but like it's not. This is me. This is wow. Elon smells like fresh car. I I don't want to buy it right now. See, like it's like $200. I already have like the thing is I already have fragrances. I will say the ciliage is very strong. I think it's like enormous, I'd say. I don't think it's strong. It's like I could smell it off, and it does the longevity is really good too. I think it's 200 for a 50 ml. Black Afghano is interesting, but on me doesn't smell good. Ciliage? I'm gonna start ciliage. Sillage. I have an accent. As many of you guys know, I'm foreign, so I'm quite ambiguous, but I do have an accent. Believe it or not. Thoughts on dupes? Dupes of what exactly? Ciliage? I'm gonna call it ciliage. Dude, someone's selling for 119. Yeah, it's $50. 50 I mean, sorry, it's a 50 ml, but the original pricing is 195, I believe. So like 200 with tax. It's not that bad. I mean, you could buy it on eBay. I don't know, like not really factory LC. Like someone has a Taroni for $100. No box. eBay is a place to buy fragrances. Wow, that sucks. They sell dupes of this? Damn. That sucks. They make dupe like why would they make dupes of I mean, I guess it makes sense, but like I need a fragrance authenticator. I need someone to authenticate this fragrance for me. That's stupid. I hate dupes, bro. This is fire. I need to buy this. So avant-garde. I don't want this fragrance anymore. What is this? They have a website that says So Avant-Garde that sells this fragrance. This makes me not want to buy it. Yeah, it's 190. Like original retail for this is 195. It's like $200 for 50 ml too, which is like it's like average. Like I wouldn't buy anything from this place. Like, where did you buy your fragrance from? Oh yeah, from So Avant-Garde. Like what? This sounds like a scam even. Yeah, I'm quitting. I'm quitting my search. 195 for a 50 ml is It's kind of a lot, I'd say. I mean, there's a lot depending on the fragrances you're trying to purchase. Like, there are some fragrances that you can get for like for 200 for 100 ml, but not everything's gonna be within that ballpark. Like, it depends on the brand, the perfumer, and like how much they charge. Personally, right now, I don't think I'd want to. Unless someone wants to bless me in chat and send me $200, I'll buy it. But I need someone needs to be a sugar daddy in chat. Like, can we get someone to simp over me that will buy me all these like things that I don't necessarily need but want? I need somebody like that. I hate people who use too much perfume and shows that you have no respect for people around you. Are you talking about the girls that wear Bed Bath and Beyond fragrance and they overspray that? Because that's... you should talk to them. Oh my gosh. Wow. Stop, please. These ads are killing me. Are you telling me that I could get a 2 ml spray? Low-key, I would buy a 5 ml, not gonna lie. I'd get a 5 ml spray and like just $24 though? $12 for a 2 ml, what? That's insanity, bro. I mean, technically you're getting a deal. You get an extra 1 ml, but... dog. Can your skin have a roll-on fragrance longevity? Huh? What do you mean? Sauvage boys? I mean, you gotta get like 3 sprays of Sauvage if you're gonna wear it. If people don't know you're wearing Sauvage, then what are you doing? I want this fragrance. When I smelled it the other day, like I sprayed it in my trench coat, on my t-shirt, on my neck. It smells, it's like my trench coat that I wore smells like it. And I can't get enough of that smell. It's so good. Yeah, but it's a lot of money though. Damn. I could sell one of my shirts. Like, I could sell something to buy this. Like a trade-off, right? Something in the back there I could sell. Kiehl's fragrances. Kiehl's? Kiehl's? Like, the skincare company? How do I pay for rent? YouTube pays my rent. Shout out YouTube. Kiehl's makes fragrances? What? Yeah, but it's... I mean... either to... So for... Interesting. Did not know they make fragrances. I probably wouldn't get anything from them personally. I wouldn't buy it. Eau de toilette. Dude, secretions. Have you smelled secretions before though? Because I don't think you have. Don't even need to type it in fully. This fragrance smells like sex. It has a 2.6 rating. Marine, tonic, aquatic, aromatic, coconut, sweet, iris, woody, powdery, amber. Like blood, sweat, sperm, secretions, magnifique is a real as an olfactory. To raptures, pinnacle of sensual pleasures, the extraordinary unique moment when desires triumph over reason, masculine tenseness, freeze a rush of adrenaline in a cascade of high-pitched notes. The sensation of freshness is gripping. Basically, it's like supposed to smell like sex. I've smelled this before. It's not, to me, it's not that bad, but a lot of people hate it. Eternal, interesting. That means 300, like, all these people that voted, they all have this fragrance and or have sprayed on themselves. The worst thing I've ever smelled, a war crime of a perfume. Sending this via mail should be considered a federal crime. You could use this as a bioweapon. In all seriousness, it smells like an alcoholic ex after a particular bad night. Sweat, vomit, saliva, and metal. I've never wanted to smell this again. Unfortunately, my sample bottle broke open, so my entire... That's horrible. It smelled like this for a week. Debated taking my cat and staying in a hotel until it died down. If a fragrance bottle has ever broken in, like, your home, like, you're going to hate that smell. Dirty bathroom on a public beach, then it dries down to a scent of a dirty hobo covered in dried jizz. Wearing this to my high school teaching job. How does one capture the scent of, I mean, bodily fluids, sweat, and saliva? I don't know. It dried down to this crazy, dirty, sexy sex sweat fragrance that made me feel like we'd been going at it for hours. I can't imagine an occasion of wearing this out somewhere, but nonetheless, it's very interesting fragrance. Yeah, dude, this fragrance is such, it's like, people, yeah. There's, I like this fragrance from them. I like this one, if they have this. I don't know why I like this one, but I like this one. Green, aromatic, freshy, citrus. White musk. Rose. I like this fragrance from them. It was too energy for me, though. I ended up not, like, obviously getting it. There's this other fragrance that I really like, too, called, I don't know what by Diaz and Durga. Oh, that's a Reddit. I'm not trying to go on Reddit. Royal X. Like, what the hell is this? Musk, amber, animalic smells? Naturally the byproduct of the anal gland of an exotic civet cats, technically no cats, which smells very pungent and fecal, but which gives amazing radiance and warmth to florals. I don't know how I like... What? No. Is it in this? Or is that just like recommended because I was okay, it's not. Yeah, no. For a second there, I was a little concerned there. Yeah, poop perfume. That's literally what it was, dude. It's insane. Real civet was used in 60s. Dude, using gland juices in like fragrances is quite insane. Yeah, I was like, I don't want this fragrance anymore if that's what's in it. Like, why would I want to purchase that? You know what I mean? That's insane. Alright, I've been live streaming for like 2 hours, bro. Alright, fellas. You know what that means? I gotta start editing. I gotta start editing. I'm sorry. I gotta start editing, and like it's like 4 now. I'm sorry, I let down everyone. I also gotta like spray this as well. You know, if I'm not making videos, then I can't make rent. You know, that is just what happens. I will be back at some point. I gotta figure out a scheduling system. My next video is gonna be about hair. How to grow it out. How I grew my hair out. And what I do. Specifically to grow out my hair. And then also styling. What I use to style my hair. At the current moment, until I get something new. Whenever that will be, I don't really know. You suck at paying rent. 10 tips to get money like an alpha. Hey, man. Yeah, but that's gonna be the next video, so look out for that. Pretty, you know, it's gonna be coming out pretty soonish, somewhat. I'll be editing that, and then I got some other, have another video that I'm planning on doing of something else, but we'll see. If you don't live in a house, you don't need to pay rent, so you won't need to make videos. And what do you want me to do then? Live on the street? I don't want to live on a street. What about my clothes? If I needed to make rent really bad, I would just sell my clothes. Like, if it was that bad, but I don't want to get it to that point. Just own? Just own? In this economy? Do you think I'm making that much money where I can own a place? I could not own. I can own a tent and sleep in a tent, but like, it's insane. Yeah, just own in New York is insane. I live with 3 other dudes in this apartment. Yeah, Sodium was in here earlier. I don't know if he's still in here. Dude, I mean, I think most people in here can't afford to buy a home. I mean, like, most people can't afford to buy a home right now. I would say almost all of our generation can't afford to buy a home unless we're making, like, a lot of money. But, like, Here in America, at least. Bro's gotta live in a whole sausage party. I'm lucky that I live with a roommate that, like, is rarely here, if ever. The other one is sometimes here, depending on his job, and I'm getting other roommates now, because, like, some are leaving, so we'll see. I gotta date, like, some rich girl to, like, pay for my rent, or, like, buy me a home. Look, you gotta do what you gotta do out here in New York. That's just kind of how it is, especially if you want to buy cheap rent. Where's the GF? That's a great question. When will there be a GF? If there ever will be a GF. You couldn't do roommates? To me, if you can't do roommates, it says a lot about how you live. If you live with roommates, it's very fun if they're clean and they're considerate, and yeah. Dude, I need to start I do need to start working on my charisma. I've lost all that. Is Tati my GF? No. Oh, you're telling me, friend. You're telling me. It does take only one bad roommate, I agree. But if you're lucky enough to get 2 good roommates, maybe you kick out the last one. Oh, I have a story for another day, but I can't talk about it right now. Marry a rich old woman. I couldn't do it. See, the thing about me is, like, I can't lie, right? That's the thing about me, I can't lie. Get 10 roommates. Just would never leave my room. The thing about, like, living with random people, which I technically am and that I did, is that you never know who you're going to be rooming with. You don't know anything about them. You don't know if you can trust them. You don't know if they're going to rob you, steal something from you. They don't know who you are. It's an insane thing that happens very normally here in New York. It's a normal thing out here. Sometimes people that room with friends, they end up hating each other. So that's also, like, another thing that you'd have to consider. All right, Allie, that's insane. I'm ending stream though. I'm actually ending stream now. After that, after this question. Thanks, Allie.